here's an example. I had a client who came to me, and we, in our program, we work on developing what is your expertise based on your professional experience, based on your training, and based on your clients, and what is it that you want to give to the world, and what does that look like. And so we developed this program based on that, and based on what is emerging from that deep calling. And so my client was like, okay, well, I kind of have to develop a program that I believe in. And of course, we all do. Nobody wants to offer something that we don't believe in. But here's the thing. In our program, one of the things that we do is we start to discern, and this is what I want you guys to start to understand. We start to discern what's the difference between when you're what we'll call a non-believer, right? The non-believer in you is speaking, and when the believer in you is speaking. When the survival part in you, the need to survive, is speaking, and when the part of you, the soul, the one that is just like, I just know this is what I'm meant to do, even though it's scary, even though I've never done it before, even though it's like out of the box, and even though everyone thinks I'm crazy, this is the thing I know. And here's how I know this is what's coming out of our client's mouth when they're speaking. They're in a state of flow. Their body is relaxed. They're speaking with excitement and curiosity. Their eyes are wide. They're sort of like in this state of just kind of just naturally flowing out. Okay? And here's the thing that will always come first, and this is what you want to understand, is your survival need will also speak. Survival need looks a certain way. Survival need talks a certain way. Survival feels a certain way. And so you can literally, right? You can literally look and see the difference in ourselves, in our clients, who is speaking, because this is really important, because I could have tried to motivate my client who had already developed his program based on intuition. So I talk about this a lot. Intuition is something that you remember, something that you've always known about yourself, and you remember it. And it's remembering, and here's where we get confused, or we miss this part, remembering your future differently. Remembering your future differently. And so when we come into this world, we come in as creators. The creator that remembers the future differently. How am I going to create? How am I going to recreate this human experience? And that's how we come in. And so with my client, if I had just tried to convince him, because I know that the program that he had already developed was something that came from that calling, because it was something reoccurring. So here's the thing: when your intuition continues to speak to you, it reoccurs. It knocks at the door more than once, and pretty much every single conversation we had was in that same remembering who his dreamiest clients was, remembering what it is he wants to teach, remembering the processes that he knows works for himself and his clients, and that continued to reoccur in that state of flow. So that's how you can start to discern in yourself when that inner calling, that inner voice, that thing that you want to believe in is coming out. And that part of you that all of a sudden, so this is a funny thing. So we created the program, and he's already even offering part of the program to his current clients. And then a couple of weeks go by, and then all of a sudden there is like, yeah, no, I have to sell a program that I believe in. So I knew right away that he's speaking from that part, that survival need, that part that is that what I'll call the non-believer part. Do you see? Right? Because there's a difference. Yes, of course, if somebody comes up to me and says, Jamie, I want you to sell, I don't know, like huge trucks for I don't know what, $1 million, of course I'm gonna be like, no, no, I'm not like, so that's not what I'm talking about, okay? Because we all understand what our values are. We all understand that. But when something has already flowed through you and continues to flow through you from that flow state, from that creator state, right? Then we know that is a voice, right? That is a voice to start to believe in. So I started, you start to question, is it a question of just instant belief or a practice of belief? And so let's break it down. When we came into this planet, we came in as creators. We came in to just like, oh, let's touch this, or let's play with this, let's put this in my mouth, let's look at that for a long time and see what happens. And we're just creating our world based on what it is we're curious about. That's what creation is like, right? But then here's the thing. Even as early as the womb, and when we get out of the womb, of our mother's womb, there are certain responses to the way we create, the way we cry, the way we touch, the way we sound. And based on those responses, are the people who take care of us, they respond to our response. And basically what we learn is, okay, what are the responses that is going to get me the love, get me the physical attention, get me food, right? And so then we start to develop a set of reactions. We reenact, okay, if I think this way, if I talk this way, if I move this way, then that's how I'm going to get what I need.